Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bearcats Mean Business, the official podcast of the University of Cincinnati's Carl H. Lindner College of Business. My name is Grant Freaking, Manager of College Communications and Marketing at Lindner. In this episode, I'm joined by Sophia Schwerin and Adam Al-Nammari, two soon-to-be Lindner graduates. Sophia and Adam are here to reflect on their time at UC, share their biggest takeaways, favorite memories, and how Lindner has shaped their career paths. Plus, we'll get a glimpse into what's next for them as they step into a world beyond Lindner and UC. Sophia and Adam, welcome to Bearcats Mean Business.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Let's explore your backgrounds. We've just met a couple minutes ago. Let's get to know you guys a little bit. Sophia, I'll start with you. How did you end up at Lindner?
So I'm from Cincinnati. I live 5-minute drive away, so I've always knew I wanted to go to UC. And just the business college really stuck out to me with the co-op and all the opportunities here. And my brother already went here, so it was kind of just a plan to always go to Lindner. And I study international business, management, and business law.
Okay, so you didn't take much convincing when we were sending out recruitment materials to you when you were in high school?
No, my parents met at UC. All three of my grandparents went to UC, so I there's nowhere else I would have gone.
Okay, good to know. Adam, I think you might have taken a little more convincing. You're from Boston, right?
Yeah, I'm from Boston, the town of Marlborough, Massachusetts. My dad went to college here back in '98. He played football.
Okay.
And my sister left a year before me. And I was just in my academic advisor's room in high school. And I was like, hey, I'm going to apply to UC. Let's see if I get in. At the time, it was kind of like a reach for me during high school. Visited my sister in Ohio. It's 2 a.m. I checked my email, and I just see the confetti. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to UC. So it was a last-second decision, but it was a great decision, and now I'm here.
Awesome. So fast forward 3 years in your case, Adam. 4 years in your case, Sophia. You guys are graduating. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's a lot of stress off my shoulders. I've been taking 18 credits since I got to Lindner, and I'm a transition student from Blue Ash, so I've been taking 18 credits since there, and it's unreal feeling doing it in 3 years. It's an accomplishment that I'm kind of proud of myself, and I definitely got to give my flowers to Gavin Mitchell for definitely helping me out there. Couldn't have done it without him. But I'm super excited to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, Gavin Mitchell, one of our esteemed academic advisors. You had an extra year.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it went just as fast.
Yeah,
I
I'm
kind
sure.
of started in 2021, so it was still kind of COVID, and I think that might have sped it up, but I think it was way faster than high school. And
yeah, and it's crazy how fast it does go by when like you really enjoy your experience. I mean, your path was kind of laid out for you. You had the familial connection, right? And it seems like you wanted to study business too, I'm sure, when you came into Lindner?
Yeah, I started with the same major my whole path. I just added 2 minors and a certificate. So I knew where I was going the whole time.
And you guys got everything set up for family coming in your family, Sophia, doesn't have to come very far. But Adam, do you got family coming in?
Yeah, I have 8 tickets. My mom, my dad, my sister's here already, and my friend coming from Boston. It's going to be fun. I got some uncles here as well, so the whole family's coming. It's going to be nice.
Have to negotiate with any of your fellow students for like extra graduation tickets, or did you get what you needed?
I got what I needed because my sister has 8, and I requested a +2, so I think I'm perfect.
Right on. Well, let's go through your experiences here at Lindner. Sophia, I'll start with you. So what are some of the highlights that stick out to you? Could be events, could be courses you had, maybe influential professors and mentors. What sort of sticks out? So I know it's hard to encompass that into like 4 years into a couple sentences, but what sticks out to you?
I think the connections I made in Lindner with my professors and like other colleagues going to different degrees and pathways. Like one professor I do a lot of work with, Daniel Pete. I've had him for a bunch of classes, and now I'm working with research with him and just learning a lot of knowledgeable things. I think I was able to publish with him, and I think that's something on my resume that I would not have had if I did not go to Lindner. And I think just the connections are really, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. An undergraduate student with a research publication is definitely a really cool accomplishment. Is that something you were interested in? Maybe when I'm curious about the research aspect of it. Did you think about getting research published like early on in your college, even before college, or that something just happened as you got to know Professor Pete?
It wasn't really in the front of my mind. My mom is a chemist, so she does a lot of research. And for, I think it was BA 3080, we did like, or it was management, we did a report about like what future career we wanted. And I kind of wrote about like research and development on the business sector. And Dr. Pete reached out to me and he was like, hey, I think I want to do this case study. Do you want to do it with me? And then that's how I ended up here.
Awesome. Adam, what sticks out to you during your time here?
When it comes to Lindner, there's a lot of professors that are just amazing. I had Professor Nicole Sims for my career success class. It's a 1-credit class. Not too many students think about it as, it's something crazy. But the connection I built, the resumes, the LinkedIn that you make in that class, even for her to write me a letter of recommendation for law school or for grad school in general, it's just amazing. The connections I've made here, all the way from Dr. Albert Klein to Dr. Rodney Swope, and even with my PACE leading role I got going on right now. This is my first semester doing it, but my learning community, I have a great group of students that work super hard. We did our project today. I was telling you bright and early this morning, but it's just a great role, giving back to the community, giving what you got when you first came here, and just it's a cycle, and it's just amazing.
What are a couple things you two wish you would have known as freshmen? Adam, I'll start with you. I'll put you on the spot. What are a couple things you wish you would have known, things that would have maybe enhanced your experience as a first-year student?
Great question. So one thing I think that's very misunderstood is a LinkedIn connection isn't a connection, meaning just because you connect with someone on LinkedIn doesn't mean they're willing to do something for you.
It's what you make of it, right?
It's what you make of it. Maybe going to office hours with professors, or maybe just meeting with them out of class, or et cetera, and just getting to know them, because they are willing to run a mile for you if you're willing to do the same. So that's one thing I wish I learned, and I did learn eventually. It's like, meet with these people after class, get to know them. They are here to help you, and they want to see you succeed. So that's one thing I would tell freshman Adam is get to know them outside of class.
Yep, they are here to help. Sophia, how about you?
It's kind of building off of that, but like there's so many different clubs and opportunities, and I know like with Lindner Women in Business, we have different biweekly events, and they have professionals talking to you and just making those connections, and maybe spending like 5 minutes after the meeting introducing yourself, saying hello, and trying to connect with that person, not just, oh, I went to this meeting, I learned something. That's it.
Right. Now, both of you are very involved students. How do you, Sophia, I'll go back to you. How do you balance your workload as the academic year is coming to a close? You're almost done having to do this, but how did you sort of find success at balancing your club involvement, your academic involvement, and anything else you had going on?
I took mostly in-person classes, but I always had like a few online just so I had more time. And then I work in the Lindner undergraduate programs office. And as a student worker, I had some extra time to do my homework, and I prioritized things during those times that I was able to do more outside of like 8 to 5.
Sure. Adam?
One thing I realized that really worked for me, just a little background, economics major with a legal studies certificate. With my legal studies class, it's a lot of group work. And sometimes with economics, you're working in groups as well, maybe for presenting. And it's having a good group with great communication. I realize communication has really helped me get my stuff done with taking 18 credits, with maybe doing internships. Communication and setting a schedule for yourself. Because there's no way I could have got this done if our group didn't communicate, or if anything came down and everyone just went ghost. So I would say putting time aside for your group, maybe to meet weekly, like what I'm doing in my capstone class right now, and it really works. It's a great game plan that never fails.
Awesome. Yeah, the group work is tricky if no one kind of steps up and sort of gets everyone a little bit more organized. I want to transition to, Sophia, go back to you, your experiential learning experiences. So co-ops, internships, maybe study away or study abroad trips. What did you do during your time here at Lindner, and what was most impactful to you?
Yeah, so I have done 4 short-term study abroads at Lindner. I'm an international business, so I wanted to take advantage of the opportunities.
Makes sense.
So I did the Croatia, South Africa, United Arab Emirates, and I'm currently in the Colombia study abroad. So it was making use of those new learnings, and with all those study abroads, it was kind of making connections in the country, and some of them we work with students there, so you learn a lot about the different cultures, or meeting businesses over there. So I think using that was really helpful in my development over the past 4 years. And then I also did a fellowship in Germany, which was a study abroad co-op, the Ruhr Fellowship. And that really allowed me to grow by working for a German firm. And I was able to go in meetings in the German language and develop marketing stuff for that. So I think just all the different opportunities I was able to get at Lindner really helped me develop over the past 4 years.
And I'm betting these experiences will help, when future possible employer comes at you and asks you questions about, sort of crucible moments or, times when you were maybe out of your comfort zone. You have those study abroad experiences to sort of draw on, even in a different language, to come real prepared to answer questions like that. Do you feel like you'll be at the ready to answer those questions?
I think so. I try to go to like every continent just to get like kind of a background understanding. And though I think obviously every country is different, you kind of have a general culture setting with each one. And I think I have a general knowledge to help in the future if needed.
Adam, what about your standout experiential learning experiences here at Lindner?
I've had a couple internships. My first one was at Qureshi Law Office in Mason, Ohio. Got that through a family friend, of course, and I got to know him through past experiences. And honestly, it was a shadowing program, and it's really like, freshman year, it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing in like maybe like 6-7 years if I go to law school, pass the bar, etc. But had also internship operations management at Amazon. That was interesting. A huge company, a huge team, like maybe 60, 70 employees. But it's...
So two completely different experiences.
Two completely different experiences. At Amazon, I'm not wearing a tie and a suit. But it was amazing because it's like, okay, the legal internship was like working in a small group. And the Amazon internship is like I'm working in a huge group. So it's like, okay, like this is like I'm really getting both worlds right now, complete opposite. But it was amazing. Definitely helped me with my team dynamics.
Yeah, and getting a sense of how different departments work and sort of the office politics a little bit and how, a little bit of taste of that professional environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Adam, how about any advice for current and prospective Lindner students to get the most out of their experience here in this building and even outside of its walls?
One thing I would say is you definitely got to spread your wings. I know a lot of students, and when they were in high school, a lot of teachers, there's a stigma. It's like, oh, you're going to be by yourself. It's like you're all by yourself. You're not going to have anyone. It's just you. I really disagree with that.
There's a community here.
There's a community here, and I feel like if you put yourself out there, you're going to make those connections. One thing I wish my high school teachers told me was like, hey, it's like if you get involved, like you're going to be busy 24/7. It's going to be something completely different than what we told you, because just being a PACE leader or even talking to my career coach, Weston, career advisor, Gavin, it's like it's completely different than what I was told. And I would definitely tell people to spread your wings, maybe join clubs, maybe pick up an elective where it's something you want to study. It's like get the feel of it and see if you want to make that major switch, or even doing a pre-business administration, take different classes and pick what major you want to do. I feel like there's no rush. I feel like everyone thinks there's a rush on them and then, hey, you have to graduate, you got to go get a job. I feel like if you just slow down, graduate in 4 years, but do different classes, test what you really like. That's one thing I would tell people.
All right. So spread your wings and maybe consider graduating in 4 years instead of 3 years, right?
Yeah, you can say that.
Sophia, what about you?
I would kind of say the same thing with like reaching out. I know a lot of people are scared about going to their academic advisor or career coach, but they're your resources and they're there for a reason. And
it's literally their job.
Yeah, it's their job, and you need to reach out. And one thing I kind of did towards the end of my career at Lindner is in certain classes I started sitting in different spots, so I would
interesting,
like talk to new students, and I thought that was maybe like a good idea, maybe to start in the beginning of your college career, because you don't know anyone when you start. You're starting from new, maybe no one from your high school's there,
right.
And if you are sitting in different spots, you talk with different people, you're getting the new connections. And I think with Lindner, it's all about connections, building your connections, and that's one way.
It's great advice, and my thanks to Sophia Schwerin and Adam Al-Nammari for joining me today on Bearcats Mean Business. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing or leaving a 5-star review for Bearcats Mean Business on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thanks for tuning in. Go Bearcats.